It's a challenging trade to be in, but it's also incredibly rewarding with what you can be able to do and where you can go in life.
So I never really liked school. It wasn't my sort of thing, and I've always wanted to work outdoors and with machinery. As soon as I could get out there and work, I was happy.
I've been the one to kind of hopefully inspire other girls to get into the role and the job. Think that they can, like if she can do it, then I can do it as well.
I wish I thought of this when I was young, when I was, coming out of school. It took me a long time to realise that this is actually me. Women have demonstrated how capable they are when they believe they can do something and when they're allowed to do something, and when it's not, an unusual, shunned upon like it was in the olden days. I was 21 when I was involved in an industrial accident. It wasn't one of my power tools. It was a big machine in a print office, in a print room. I got caught in the machine and unfortunately I lost my fingers, but that hasn't stopped me. I will need this and this. I was working in the corporate world actually most of my life. And yeah, I always felt like I was a little fish in a big pond, just never really fitting in, not feeling like I was doing what was really me. When I decided to leave the corporate world, I went house sitting on a big long trip, New South Wales and Queensland, travelling around. And during that time I was thinking about what I really wanted to do. And yeah, I've always been a handy person. Love thinking outside the box, love problem solving, fixing things. I love getting the result at the end when it's, when I've finished the job, complete the job, especially when the customer's so happy. So yeah, that's when I just decided I'm going to change my focus. I had owned businesses before, so I kind of knew how to start myself off. Yeah, I've been doing it for 4 years. It's going really well and I love it.
Hello. I'm on a few Facebook pages and that with other tradeswomen, and I know a lot of them that have started off just being a tradeswoman and now having to go through pregnancy and maternity leave and returning to work, and we all kind of rally together as a bit of a community, I guess, and bounce questions and that off one another. The company that I work for has been great and they've been really supportive in my whole pregnancy and returning to work and maternity leave. It's been all new for them, but they've been great with it, yeah. So juggling it, my boss and my company have been great and allowed me to come back part-time it was initially meant to be only a few months, but daycare has been so hard to get extended down here that I've had to stay in my part-time role for until this new year, coming into 2022, and then I'll come back to full-time. All my colleagues have been really great and supportive with it as well, and they kind of understand that that they find it hard when they've had kids of their own, and they couldn't imagine what it would be like for myself being the mother and the tradesperson.
More mechanical repairs, this is Madeline. I got into mechanics when I was about 17 or so. I bought a crappy old car and I couldn't afford to fix it, and from there I just worked out that I loved it. I think the best option for a lot of people to get into the industry would be starting a pre-vocational course. So you can do that at TAFE for about 6 months part-time, and just to be able to know how to pump up tyres and check basic things that they're not going to have to second check that you've done properly. For me, if I hadn't have done a pre-vocational course, I think it would have made it really hard for me to get an apprenticeship, mainly because it's just that little bit of extra incentive for an employee to want to hire you, because it's, you can do these little things that I don't have to already teach you how to do. So I think that's a really great way for people to start getting into the industry and solidifying that it's something that they actually want to do for a long time. It's keeping people employed, which is the hardest thing at the moment, and having incentives and support for people to actually be able to continue doing their apprenticeship is one of the hardest parts, because when I did my apprenticeship, there definitely wasn't many networking systems for women, especially in the trades. So for us, I had to branch out and find my own support through social media like Instagram and things like that, where you can just search a hashtag of female mechanics, and from there it opens up this like crazy little world where there's a lot of other women out there like you. So it's nice to sort of feel like you're not the only one who's doing it. There's a lot of employees that are more willing to employ females now, but we definitely need like a better support system for women in the trade, especially entering the workplace, because there's a lot of different things that you're just not prepared for, and having a female who's gone through it all and come out the other side and is qualified is just the best thing to have for someone. Like having someone I could just message on Instagram and be like, hey, this happened, I'm like really struggling with it, and then be like, oh, it's fine, like you'll be right, you're strong-minded, you can get through this, it doesn't matter what people say to you, it's about what you can do with your hands and your body rather than what you look like. So I think that's also a really amazing thing about a trade industry as well, is it's very dominated on what you can do with your body, not the way that you look as well. So there's quite a beautiful aspect of that with the trade industry as well.
I'd get in something, the boys would be like, oh, that's the first girl to ever do that. And I was like, oh, wow, like, different. Making history in a way.
What do you reckon is holding women back from doing a trade?
I'd say just the getting scared of what they're walking into. More nerves than anything. You know, when I first walked into the council and there was all blokes there, I was like a bit nervous, but they were good and they all welcomed me, and you know, they've been mentoring me really well. So yeah, I'd just say just the nerves of being around all males and that, and yeah, but once you get there, it's pretty good. I always thought there was things that I couldn't do, but then I've been here and I've been in machinery and I've been happy, and I'm actually quite good. I know it sounds bad, talking myself up. Yeah, just chase what you want to do and don't give up.
These days there's females in a lot of more trade, like a lot of different trades. It's a lot more common these days, and there's a lot more girls getting into it.
Definitely for me at the moment is my focus is my business and being able to grow that as much as possible. But I hope one day to be in a position where I can help more people to be able to do what they want to do forever.
All I can say is to anybody out there that's had an injury, you know, just get on with it. Nothing should stop you from doing, you know, reaching your full potential.